Alright, here's another video over derivatives, and this one is going to be involving some trig functions and power rule, or the chain rule. So it is wanting us to find the derivative dx of the cube root of 1 plus sine squared x. Alright, so if you want to go through and rewrite that as the derivative of 1 plus sine squared x raised to the 1/3, which is the same thing. And remember that the chain rule is, or the power rule is, you'll bring down the power, say x to the n. Clean this up. Say f of x is equal to x to the n, then your f prime of x is going to be equal to n times x to the n minus 1. Alright, so whenever we do that, we're going to have 1/3 of 1 plus sine squared x to the 1/3 minus 1. So we're going to have 1/3 minus 3/3. So that'll give us to the negative 2/3. And then that is going to be multiplied by the derivative of what's inside. And so for that, we're just going to have two separate derivatives. That would be the derivative of 1, which is a constant, so that's just going to be 0, plus the derivative of sine squared, which secretly is another nested power rule, because sine squared x is equal to sine of x squared. And so once again, you just do the power rule. So that is going to be 2 sine of x times the derivative of what's inside would be sine, and that is going to be the derivative of sine is cosine x. And so whenever you clean that up a little bit, you're going to have 1/3 of 1 plus sine squared x to the negative 2/3 times 2 sine x cosine x. And that is just because you have the chain rule is basically you take the derivative of your outside function, which is just say our f of x, which in this case is going to the 1/3. So to do that, you see that's a power rule. So you bring down the 1/3 and you just keep what's inside, which is your g of x. So this one right here is technically the derivative of your f, and then times the derivative of what's inside, which is your g. So that would be 2 sine x cosine x.